and all-powerful, starting with the elderly wolf uncle chapter 72. So he asked Logan to park. Logan first stopped the car, looked at Chen Tian who opened the door and walked down, stunned for a moment, and then understood Chen Tian's thoughts. Since you need it, I can't just let you pass, said. Logan was ready to open the door and get out of the car. And at this moment, Chen Tian was about to say something. Boom! Another earth-shattering roar and explosion sounded, and it was heard. One after another, sound waves like substance exploded towards the location of several people, and everyone's bodies shook with it. Those passers-by who were already on the road, running and shouting like crazy, became more and more crazy. For a time, the entire road looked over, and there were such groups of demons dancing, as if it had turned into a purgatory on earth. Logan just wanted to continue saying something. In the next second, another wave of shaking mountains came and the building complex in front of the road was once again extensively damaged. Tall buildings cracked, collapsed, smoked and dusty, and burst into the sky. Roar! The place where the explosion occurred was more and more than 1,000 meters away from Chen Tian's location. And in addition to the explosions, they finally heard other sounds one by one. Not a human roar, but a monster's roar. Under the sky-high fire and endless smoke, there were two humanoid monster figures several meters tall, fighting each other. They all have hideous and terrifying huge muscles, and they can burst out terrifying power at any movement, creating extremely exaggerated destruction. The roads, the tall buildings, the vehicles, everything around them, began to quickly turn into debris and turned into ruins. What the fuck are these two? The moment Logan saw the two monsters appear, he was immediately stunned and his face was stunned. The power displayed by those two monsters is also too terrifying. Such a powerful physical force. Is it really something that living things can have? Even if Logan himself has superpowers, he can't compare with them. It's the Hulk and Abomination. Chen Tian recognized the identities of the two huge figures. Immediately, I couldn't help but light up my eyes slightly. I didn't expect him to encounter the Hulk story event. And it's also the scene where he and Abomination, two genetic monsters created by gamma rays, fight each other to the death. Two beings with powerful abilities, battle scenes. Isn't this the time when my replication ability comes to a great avail? Chen Tian's heart was immediately a little excited. This will be my best chance to replicate in the near future. The Hulk also has Abomination powers. His eyes lit up. After all, his copying abilities can be superimposed on each other. Both Hulk and Abomination abilities can be obtained at the same time, and then attached to Chen Tian himself. Meantime, Chen Tian had another expectation in his heart. One by one, I don't know if it can be copied. The more angry the Hulk, the stronger the bloodline talent. This is also an extremely buggy ability in the Marvel Universe. As long as the more anger in the Hulk's heart, the stronger he can become. And this becomes stronger, just like the bloodline of the great super kryptonite, there is no upper limit to become stronger. Now that I already have a bloodline that can become infinitely stronger, I don't know if I can add another tonight. The anticipation in Chen Tian's heart became stronger and stronger. After thinking, he turned back to Logan and said, Logan, you take Professor Charles and the other children back first, you don't have to worry, I'm completely fine alone. The words fell. Chen Tian couldn't bear the anticipation in his heart, and walked towards the direction where the Hulk and Abomination were. It's just that he just took 2 steps. Suddenly, a figure above his head flew past him and turned back. Then he saw a golden and red color, flowing metallic luster, sparks spraying his hands and feet, and a figure with a high-tech meaning above and below, slowly falling in front of Chen Tian. Blocked his retreat. This is Iron Man. Inside the car. Whether it was Logan on the cab, or everyone else, they all raised their heads to look at each other. Tony Stark. As the limelight figure who came into the entire United States, even Logan and others have heard of him. Hey, I don't know what you think, maybe you're a journalist trying to grab big news or something. But now that I'm here, you go back and save your life, understand? Tony under the mask. Stark was a little impatient, he was at the party just now, and he didn't expect that there would be 2 big guys doing things on the street. Now he is here to solve this problem. On the road in the past, I saw a passerby who wanted to give someone away, so I stopped him. Tony, I'm okay, please get out of the way. Chen Tian raised his eyebrows, but he didn't expect Tony Stark will appear at this time. Of course, he didn't care. At this moment, Chen Tian just wanted to hurry over and copy the ability. You are Chen? Tony Stark also recognized Chen Tian, who was the partner brought by Mr. Wilson at the banquet 2 days ago. He didn't actually feel at ease at that time, after all, there are too many guests to remember them all. It wasn't until now that he saw each other again that he had a little impression. No matter what, you stay here first, those 2 big guys in front are not something you can provoke. Tony Stark didn't dwell too much, whether he knew it or not, it wasn't worth spending too much time on his own. 0. Ask for flowers. After a statement, the thrusters on his hands and feet suddenly burst out with even more powerful fire thrust, accelerating towards the 2 big guys who were still fighting and shattering the sky. Roar. Right within the city at night. The roads, buildings, and vehicles within thousands of meters of the surrounding area have all been reduced to ruins in the battle between the Hulk and the Abomination. Firelight, thick fog, dense cracks. Again and again it can be called a terrifying force impact. Even heaven and earth will follow the trembling roar together. Wherever the 2 big guys appear, they will become hell-like beings under their aftermath. Moreover, with the war, the Hulk and Abomination are still moving, increasing the range of destruction. Hey, 2 big guys, you have to stop me, and the whole of New York will have to be demolished by you. Tony Stark, dressed in a steel suit, floated in the air, shouting warning to the two big guys below. The words did not fall. Behind the battle shirt, shoulders, and arms on his body, the dense lattice suddenly opened. Next second, boom, one by one, countless missiles dragged the tail flame from the grid on their bodies, drew different trajectories, and bombarded the two big guys in front of them. Hundreds of missile groups, like meteors in the sky, and dense raindrops like heavy rain, fell with a bang. Boom, a series of explosions spread out in the air one after another. Countless missile explosions caused explosions to gather together, connecting into a vast sea of fire. It was clearly night, but everything around it was illuminated as dazzling as day. Meanwhile, with so many missiles exploding at the same time, even the entire ground was constantly trembling. Chapter 1 Previous Chapter 72 186 Next chapter Table of Contents